Good evening, everybody.
Good
I
evening.
think we're all going to mention this is our last speech.
Yay.
Good thing. I'm going to begin. Texting has become a primary form of communication for many people in America. 70% of this class considers texting to be their primary form of communication. However, texting while driving is a dangerous combination. 25 people died and 181 people were injured in this train accident. The train engineer sent a text message 1 minute before colliding with a freight train. He blew a stop signal. He wasn't paying attention. He was texting. Texting and driving is not only dangerous to you, but to everyone on the road. Texting while driving makes you a distracted driver. In 2011, at least 23% of all accidents involved cell phone usage, according to the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration. I'm currently implementing a program at the Amtrak Police Department to allow texting to the police dispatching center. In the process of assessing the technology for texting to 911, finding companies that actually provide this technology, and then eventually procuring this technology, which goes live on Monday, I accidentally found out a lot of information about texting. And then I realized how often I text and how often I read emails while I'm driving. And not only while I'm driving, but while I'm driving with my children in the car. That's when I realized I'm risking my children's lives every day, just because I'm reading emails and sending texts. And that really scared me, and then I wanted to investigate more, because I wanted to have enough information to not only prove to myself that I should stop texting, but I wanted to prove to all of my loved ones and my friends and family that they should also stop texting and driving. So today, we're going to discuss some of the risks of texting and driving, some of the scary facts about texting and driving, and then we're going to talk about making a pledge to stop texting and driving, and how you can spread that word. Now let's talk about some of the dangers of texting and driving. According to an article by Lee Horan for the New York Daily News, and it was written on April 11th of this year, this is the final text message that Alexander Haidt was typing when he drove into oncoming traffic and he died. He was 22 years old. When Sharon Haidt decided to release the text message that her son had been typing when he died, she said this: "In a split second, you could ruin your future, injure or kill others, and tear a hole in the heart of everyone who loves you." Stop Texting, Stop Wrecking information brochure claims texting while driving is 6 times more likely to cause an accident than drinking and driving. According to the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, it's comparable to drinking 4 beers, and probably all 4 of the dark ones. But why is texting and driving so dangerous? Driving is a full-time job for your mind. Any distraction in the car takes us away from our main focus, and your main focus is driving. There are 3 types of distractions to driving. They are cognitive, manual, and visual. Texting is all 3. You have to think about the text you're going to send. You have to physically or manually do the texting. And then you have to be looking at the screen, which is visual. So you have all 3 distractions in one event. And even hands-free voice to texting, that's dangerous too. According to a study by the Texas A&M Transportation Institute conducted in April of this year, it does not matter which form of texting you use, you are still going to significantly delay your response time. And we're going to talk about how much you're going to delay your response time in about a minute. But this means voice to text takes away your concentration just as much as using your thumbs and fingers to send the text. So Siri cannot help you drive safer. Since we've talked about the dangers of driving while texting, and we've mentioned the delayed response, and other facts, I'd like to lay out exactly how high risk texting while driving is for you. I'm going to give you some simple facts now, and I'm going to hope that at least one of them will stop you the next time you decide to grab your phone while you're driving. It might even save your life as you leave class today. The following is from the Stop Texting, Stop Wrecking campaign. Your eyes are off the road for approximately 5 seconds in order to read text. Going 35 miles per hour, you travel approximately the length of a football field in 5 seconds. That is 5 seconds that you have not looked in front of you at all, an entire length of a football field. For 100 yards you drove with blindfold on. 34% of drivers between the ages of 16 and 20, which I think some of them are in this room, admit to texting and driving frequently. And over 50% of this class admitted to texting and driving. 77% of young adult drivers are confident that they safely text and drive. That's 3/4 of young adult drivers who think every time they're sending a text that they are doing it safely and not going to harm anybody. Teens who text while driving spend approximately 10% of their driving time outside of their lane of travel. This could mean going into oncoming traffic. Nearly 50% of young drivers say that they witness their parents texting and driving. Us old people aren't good examples either. And according to the Distracted Driving website, which is hosted by the FCC, dialing while driving is 2.8 times more likely to get into an accident. If you're talking or listening on the phone while driving, you're 1.3 times more likely to get into an accident. And if you're reaching to grab your phone while driving, you're 1.4 times more likely to get into an accident. But if you are texting while you're driving, you are 23 times more likely to get into an accident while driving. And texting while driving causes 1,600,000 accidents per year. It causes 330,000 injuries per year. And it also causes 11 teen deaths per day. At any given time, 800,000 people are texting and driving. That's 800,000 people right now are not looking at the road. So is that enough scary information for everybody? So now let's talk about what we can do to stop this epidemic. Sign the petition. Take a pledge. Urge others to take this pledge. Turn off your phone. Turn off the sound on your phone. Let's admit it, we are all the Pavlovian dog when our phone beeps. You hear that beep, you hear your ringtone, you go to grab that phone. You don't care what else you're doing. There's an app for that. AT&T, Verizon, and Sprint all have apps that will auto-reply to your text while you're driving. It's the law. 10 states plus the District of Columbia allow no phones to be used in the car whatsoever. 32 states plus the District of Columbia say that no new drivers can use a phone in the car. And 39 states plus the District of Columbia have laws against texting and driving completely. And the other thing you can do is designate a car texter. I know this sounds odd, but if there are more than one person in the car, why should the driver be texting? You do it for drinking, do it also while you are texting. I hope we've uncovered enough facts today to stop you from texting and driving. We discussed the risks of texting, including the untimely death of a 22-year-old college student, and uncovered startling facts and statistics about how severely texting affects your driving. We also talked about simple things you can do to stop texting and driving, like muting your phone. I'm going to hand out a pledge to stop texting today. I don't want this back, but I would like you to read it, think about it, and think about signing it and giving it to others that you know. I also have a list of websites that I used and brochures that can teach you about texting and driving if you'd like to share them with anybody. Think about the text I showed you about 10 minutes ago, the very last text written by Alexander. Was it worth his life? Think about the numbers and the statistics I threw out here. Think about the loved ones who have lost somebody to texting and driving. So next time you get in the car, turn it down, turn it off, put it away. It may not only save your life, but it may save my life. And there is no such thing as safe texting and driving. She's not mine.